Hello friends, today we are going to discuss regarding treatment of dyslipidemia. Dyslipidemia is abnormal level of lipid in the blood which is marked by elevated LDL cholesterol, elevated triglyceride, reduced HDL or mixed pattern. Treatment principle is based on two main approaches. Number one, lifestyle modification. Number two, pharmacological therapy. Treatment should start with initial assessment of ASVD risk score over a 10-year period. Now, coming to lifestyle modification first. Lifestyle modification may include first, dietary approach. So, we should reduce saturated fat. It should constitute less than 7% of calorie intake. We should reduce trans fat and we should increase the consumption of fruits, vegetables, salads, omega-3 fatty acids. Second, weight reduction. So, weight reduction by 5 to 10% will lead to decrease in serum LDL level, decrease in serum triglyceride level and increase in HDL level. Then smoking cessation. Smoking cessation reduces overall CV risk and it increases HDL level. Limit alcohol consumption, especially in patients with increased triglycerides. Then regular aerobic exercise. Regular aerobic exercise 150 minutes per week is recommended and it increases insulin sensitivity and improves HDL level. Then we need to control comorbidities in the form of diabetes mellitus, hypothyroidism, obesity, renal disease. Now, coming to pharmacological therapy. Pharmacological therapy may include first statins. Statins are the cornerstone of treatment for dyslipidemia. Additional therapy is required when the goals are not achieved despite putting patient on statin therapy. It not only lowers serum LDL level, it decreases cardiovascular morbidity and mortality, but it also has pleiotropic effect. Pleiotropic effect of statin may be summarized as number one, endothelial cell function improvement. So statin basically leads to release of nitric oxide which causes vasodilation and improves blood flow. Second, anti-inflammatory effect. Statins reduces CRP level, thereby reducing vascular inflammation and which leads to plaque stabilization. Third, plaque stabilization. So, statin reduces inflammation and lipid content, thereby making the plaque more fibrous and stable, preventing its rupture and thrombosis. Then, anti-thrombotic effect. It prevents platelet aggregation and promotes thrombolysis, thereby preventing clot formation. Then, antioxidative effect. Statins reduces oxidative damage that can result in thrombus formation, and it also has immunomodulatory effect. So, Statins are recommended for primary prevention in patients who have high risk, for example, diabetes or one with obesity. They prevent the development of cardiovascular disease. And then secondary prevention. So patients who already have prior history of CAD, they prevent complications, mortality and recurrence of those diseases. Now coming to its mechanism of action. Statins inhibit HMG-CoA reductase enzyme, thereby reducing hepatic LDL cholesterol synthesis, and it increases LDL receptor expression, thereby reducing serum LDL level, reducing serum triglyceride level and increasing serum HDL level. Now we will go through the indications of statins. First, if serum LDL level is more than 190 mg per dl. Second, if patient has clinical atherosclerotic disease, cardiovascular atherosclerotic disease in the form of myocardial infarction, stroke or peripheral vascular disease. Third, in a patient with diabetes in the age group of 40 to 75 years, when LDL is between 70 to 189 mg per dl. And then in a patients who have ASVD risk score more than 7.5%. Patients with statins are to be monitored for LFT and muscle symptoms.